A cruise ship crew member eats on the same ship for 6 to 9 months straight. Not 6 days. Not 6 weeks. 6 to 9 months of eating from the same kitchen, the same galley, the same ingredients, 3 meals a day, 7 days a week. By the time their contract ends, they've eaten roughly 1,500 meals on that ship. They know exactly which dishes the kitchen puts real effort into and which ones exist purely to fill space on a menu. They know which buffet station uses fresh ingredients and which one recycles leftovers from the night before. They know which entree the head chef is proudest of and which one the sous chefs joke about in the crew mess. And here's the part that matters to you. When a crew member likes a passenger enough to give them an honest food recommendation, the advice they give is completely different from what the menu suggests, what the food bloggers write about, and what most passengers default to ordering. These are the 11 foods that crew members who've spent thousands of hours eating on cruise ships consistently tell passengers to try. And the last one on this list is the food that crew members themselves eat more than anything else on the entire ship. A dish that most passengers have never even noticed. The reason crew member recommendations are fundamentally different from passenger reviews is something most people never think about. A passenger sails for 7 days, eats maybe 20 meals on the ship, tries a handful of dishes, and then writes a review based on that tiny sample size. A crew member has eaten from that exact kitchen over 1,000 times. They've watched the same menu rotate through dozens of cycles. They've seen which dishes get sent back half-eaten and which ones passengers clean off the plate every single time. They've also eaten the crew mess version of the same food, which uses identical ingredients but is prepared with different spicing and different technique. So they have a direct comparison point that no passenger ever gets. When a crew member recommends something, it's not a guess, it's not a first impression, it's a verdict backed by hundreds of repetitions, and that kind of data is worth more than any food blog review ever written. The 11 foods on this list come from Reddit AMAs with verified crew members, TikTok accounts run by current and former crew, cruise food blogger interviews, and cruise critic forum threads where crew members have shared their personal recommendations. Every single one is verifiable, specific, and available on ships sailing right now in 2026. The first food that crew members consistently recommend is the one that gets the most dramatic reaction from passengers who try it for the first time: the escargot appetizer in the main dining room. Crew members on Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, and Holland America have all pointed to this as the single most underrated dish on the entire menu. The reason they push it so hard isn't because it's exotic. It's because the sauce is incredible. Tender snails swimming in a pool of melted garlic herb butter with parsley and a whisper of white wine. The flavor is essentially the best garlic bread you've ever tasted in liquid form. And the protein sitting in the middle of it has a mild mushroom-like texture that disappears into the butter. Crew members love recommending this because the look on a passenger's face when they realize they've been scared of something delicious for years is one of the best parts of the job. One former Royal Caribbean waiter said on Reddit that escargot has the highest reorder rate of any appetizer on the ship. Passengers who try it once almost always order it every night for the rest of their cruise. The second food is the one that crew members from the Indian subcontinent are most passionate about, and it happens to be the dish that Reddit's cruise community has collectively voted the best complimentary entree on Royal Caribbean. The Indian curry, butter chicken, chicken korma, lamb rogan josh, and a rotating vegetarian curry appear on the main dining room dinner menu every single night. A former crew member confirmed on Reddit that the Indian food on RC ships is prepared by Indian chefs cooking authentic recipes from their home regions, and that's exactly why it tastes nothing like the generic curry you'd get at a chain restaurant on land. The spices are layered properly, the sauces have real depth, the naan is fresh and warm. Crew members describe the Indian section of the menu as the kitchen's best-kept secret, because it's made with the same care and authenticity that the Indian crew members put into their own food in the crew mess. The passengers who take the risk and order it eat better than everyone else at the table. The ones who default to the grilled chicken because it feels safe miss what multiple crew members have called the single best free meal on the ship. The third food crew members suggest is the one that connects to the biggest insider secret in cruise dining, and it's not a specific dish. It's a category, the daily specials. Every night in the main dining room, the menu has 2 sections. There's a list of static items that never change, things like grilled chicken, Caesar salad, and pasta. And then there's a rotating section of daily specials that the chef designed specifically for that evening. Crew members who eat from the passenger menu go straight for the specials every single time, because those are the dishes the kitchen actually puts creative energy into. The static items exist for volume and consistency. The specials exist for craft and quality. A former Carnival crew member described it perfectly on TikTok. The static menu is the kitchen on autopilot. The daily specials are the kitchen showing off. This applies at breakfast and lunch too. The rotating items that change each day get more attention from the kitchen than the permanent fixtures that never move. If you order the special and it's incredible, that dish might not appear again for the rest of your cruise. If you skip it because you played it safe with the grilled chicken, you'll never know what you missed. And here's the detail that makes this even more valuable. You can ask your waiter to show you tomorrow night's menu tonight. On most cruise lines, your waiter can tell you or show you what the specials will be the following evening. This lets you plan across the entire week instead of making decisions on the fly. Crew members who eat from the passenger menu always know what's coming the next day because the menu rotation is posted in the crew areas. When they tell a passenger to preview tomorrow's menu, they're handing over the same planning advantage they use themselves. The passengers who do this eat strategically. The passengers who don't eat reactively. And over 7 dinners, that gap in approach produces a completely different experience. The fourth food is the French onion soup, and crew members recommend this one with an intensity that surprises most passengers because it's just soup. But it's not just soup. Royal Caribbean's French onion soup requires hours of slow cooking to develop its depth, and the kitchen starts preparing it in the morning for evening service. It arrives at your table piping hot with a thick golden crust of bubbly melted Gruyere cheese, a rich beef broth loaded with deeply caramelized onions, and a complexity of flavor that makes passengers close their eyes on the first spoonful. Multiple crew members have described it as the single best complimentary appetizer on any Royal Caribbean ship. Matt Hochberg from Royal Caribbean blog, who has sailed roughly 100 voyages, calls it probably the top reason he chooses to eat in the main dining room. The crew members who recommend it usually add a specific tip. Pair it with a bread roll from the basket, tear the roll into pieces, and dip them into the broth after you finish the soup. The leftover broth at the bottom of the bowl is too good to leave behind, and using the bread to soak it up turns one appetizer into 2. The fifth food takes us to the back of the buffet. And this is the recommendation that crew members make most often to passengers who say the buffet food is boring. The made-to-order cooking stations. On Royal Caribbean, Celebrity, Norwegian, Princess, and MSC, there are wok stations, stir-fry stations, and pasta stations, positioned at the rear of the buffet that most passengers never discover. Royal Caribbean blog calls them the hidden secret of the Windjammer, and crew members confirm that it's common to hear passengers say they didn't even know those stations existed because they assumed it was a prep area for the kitchen. You walk up, pick your protein, choose your vegetables, select a sauce, and a cook makes it fresh in a wok right in front of you. The result is a hot, customized dish that's dramatically better than anything sitting in the steam trays at the front of the room. Crew members recommend these stations because they know the simple truth that most passengers figure out too late. The best food at the buffet is never at the front. It's always at the back, where the kitchen can afford to put out smaller quantities of higher quality items because fewer people make it that far. There's also a made-to-order pasta station on many ships that works exactly the same way. You choose your noodle, your sauce, your toppings, and a cook prepares it fresh right there. The quality gap between a plate of pasta from the steam tray and one from the made-to-order station is the difference between cafeteria food and restaurant food, and they're sitting in the same room 20 feet apart. Crew members say the simplest advice they give passengers is this: when you walk into the buffet, ignore the first 3 stations you see and go straight to the back wall. That's where the real food is. Every single time on every single ship. The sixth food is the chocolate melting cake on Carnival, and the reason crew members recommend it isn't just because it tastes good. It's because of what it represents about Carnival's kitchen. This small, dark, impossibly rich dome of chocolate has been on the menu every single night of every Carnival sailing for over 20 years. The recipe has never changed. Carnival serves over 1,000 of these across their fleet every evening, and the viral TikTok hack of adding peanut butter on the side has turned it into the most famous cruise dessert in the world. Crew members on Carnival treat the melting cake as a litmus test. If the kitchen nails it on a given night, everything else coming out of that galley is going to be solid too. It's the dish they use to gauge how the kitchen is performing on any particular evening. And here's the crew tip that makes it even better. Order it with a scoop of vanilla ice cream, and ask your waiter to bring it out before it cools down. Timing matters with this dessert because the molten center starts to solidify after about 4 minutes. The faster you get your spoon into the center, the more dramatic that chocolate lava flow is going to be. The seventh food crew members suggest is the one most passengers don't realize they're allowed to order, and it changes the entire dining strategy for the rest of the cruise. Multiple entrees. On most cruise lines, there is no limit to how many appetizers, soups, entrees, and desserts you can order in the main dining room. Crew members recommend this because they know passengers treat the dining room like a regular restaurant, where ordering 2 entrees would be weird or wasteful. On a cruise ship, it's neither. The kitchen plans for it. Your waiter expects it. Veteran crew members tell passengers to order 1 dish they know they'll love and 1 adventurous option they've never tried. If the adventurous one misses, the safe one is right there. If it hits, they've just discovered their new favorite dish. A table of 4 people each ordering 2 entrees suddenly has 8 different dishes to taste and share. And that one strategic dinner teaches you more about the ship's food than an entire week of playing it safe. Crew members also recommend this strategy specifically on lobster night, which usually falls on the second formal evening. On lobster night, you can order the lobster tail and a beef tenderloin and the Indian curry all in the same sitting. The passengers who know this build lobster night into a 4 or 5 course event that would cost over $150 at a restaurant on land. And on the ship, every single bite is complimentary. One important note for 2026. Norwegian has introduced a $5 charge for a 3rd entree on some sailings, and Carnival has a similar policy on certain ships. Crew members recommend checking your specific cruise line's policy before boarding so you know the rules going in. The 8th food is the smoked salmon at breakfast. And this is the recommendation that separates crew members who genuinely care about a passenger's experience from the ones just doing their job. Cruise ships source their smoked salmon from established suppliers at a grade typically higher than what you'd find in a grocery store. It's sliced thin, silky, and served alongside cream cheese, capers, red onion, and bagels at the breakfast buffet. Most passengers walk straight past it because their brain doesn't associate smoked salmon with morning food. Crew members who recommend it know that the smoked salmon station represents the premium tier of the buffet, the items the kitchen puts out in smaller quantities precisely because they cost more per serving. The imported cheeses, the charcuterie, the exotic fruits on Caribbean itineraries, they're all in that same premium category. The passengers crowding around the scrambled eggs and sausage links are eating the cheapest items on the entire spread, while the best food sits untouched 10 feet away. Building yourself a proper smoked salmon bagel with cream cheese, capers, and red onion takes about 40 seconds and gives you one of the most satisfying bites available at any meal on the entire ship. Celebrity, Holland America, Oceania, and Regent are particularly known for the quality of their breakfast salmon. On Caribbean and Southeast Asian itineraries, the same principle applies to the exotic fruit station. The ship loads tropical produce at regional port stops, and ripe mango, papaya, dragon fruit, and pineapple that was picked days ago instead of weeks ago tastes nothing like the pale grocery store versions at home. Crew members from the Philippines, Indonesia, and India gravitate toward these items naturally because they recognize the quality, and they'll tell you the same thing. If you see unfamiliar fruit at the breakfast buffet, grab a piece. It might be the freshest, most flavorful thing on the entire ship that morning. The 9th food is the beef tenderloin in the main dining room, and crew members recommend this with a very specific instruction attached. Tell your waiter exactly how you want it cooked, and if it arrives wrong, send it back immediately. The kitchen is cooking thousands of steaks per night, and without a specific request, you're going to get a generic medium well piece of meat that's forgettable. But when you ask for medium rare and hold the line on that request, the kitchen fires a piece of beef that's thick, juicy, and seasoned, with a simplicity that lets the quality of the cut speak for itself. Crew members see passengers accept overcooked steaks every single night because they feel awkward sending food back. The kitchen expects returns. They have a refire system built specifically for this. Your polite, specific request is the difference between a disappointing steak and one of the best bites of your entire cruise. Matt Hochberg from Royal Caribbean Blog, who has sailed roughly 100 voyages, lists the beef tenderloin as one of his 7 favorite dishes across all those sailings. Crew members say the passengers who get the best steaks are always the ones who communicate clearly, order confidently, and never settle for something they didn't ask for. The kitchen respects that, your waiter respects that, and the steak you get as a result of that 30-second conversation is worth every syllable. The 10th food is the bread pudding, and this is the dessert that crew members on Holland America and Carnival describe as the one they personally miss most when their contract ends and they go home. Bread pudding on a cruise ship is made from the bakery's own leftover brioche and croissants, which means the base is already richer and more buttery than any version you'd get on land. It arrives warm, custardy, soaked through with flavor, and drenched in a warm vanilla bourbon sauce that transforms a humble dessert into something passengers describe as addictive. The pastry team has made this dessert thousands upon thousands of times, so the consistency is flawless. Crew members call it the third pillar of the cruise dessert trinity alongside the melting cake and the creme brulee, and skipping it means you've left the dinner experience incomplete. And the 11th food, the one I saved for last because it's the dish crew members themselves eat more than anything else on the entire ship, is the Indian food from the crew mess that occasionally appears at the passenger buffet. Here's what most passengers don't know. The crew mess on a cruise ship serves food 24 hours a day to thousands of crew members from dozens of countries, and the most popular section by far is the Indian station. Indian crew members make up one of the largest demographics on most major cruise lines, and the kitchen that feeds them cooks authentic regional Indian food, with spicing levels and techniques that the passenger menu softens for mainstream taste. On some ships, particularly during late-night buffet hours and on certain themed evenings, a version of this crew mess Indian food appears at the passenger buffet's ethnic station. Crew members who notice it tell their favorite passengers about it because they know it's the freshest, most flavorful food available at that moment. It's made by cooks who aren't following a corporate recipe card. They're cooking from memory, from home, from hundreds of family dinners that preceded this one. Former Carnival, Royal Caribbean, and Norwegian crew members have described the Indian station on their ships as the best food available to anyone on board, crew, or passenger. The scale of the kitchen operations behind this food is staggering. Icon of the Seas employs 425 chefs across 23 galleys, loading 20,000 pounds of rice and 2,500 pounds of prime rib per sailing. These kitchens are feeding over 6,000 guests per evening in a 3.5-hour window. But the crew mess kitchen runs 24 hours a day, cooking for roughly 2,000 crew members who eat in shifts, and the Indian cooks running that station are producing the most authentic food on the entire ship because they're cooking for their own community first. When a version of that food appears at the passenger buffet, it's not a diluted imitation, it's the real thing, briefly available to anyone paying attention. When your waiter or cabin steward or bartender mentions that the Indian food is especially good tonight, that's not small talk. That's a crew member telling you exactly where the best meal on the ship is hiding, and the passengers who listen eat something extraordinary. The ones who don't will never know it was there. Every one of these 11 foods is available right now on ships sailing in 2026, and none of them cost a single extra dollar. The escargot, the Indian curry, the daily specials, the French onion soup, the stir-fry station at the back of the buffet, the melting cake, the smoked salmon at breakfast, and the crew mess Indian food that sometimes appears at the passenger buffet. They've all been there every night you've ever sailed. The only difference between the passenger who eats like a veteran and the one who eats like a tourist is whether someone who actually lives on that ship told them where to look. Now someone has. And that's the real lesson behind all 11 of these recommendations. Crew members don't eat better because they have access to a secret menu or a private restaurant. They eat from the same kitchen, the same ingredients, and the same menu you do. The difference is information. They know what to order because they've ordered everything 1,000 times. They know where to look because they've walked past every station on every deck for months. They know when to show up because they've watched the kitchen's clock cycle through hundreds of services. Every single piece of that knowledge is now yours. If this changed how you think about eating on a cruise, you're going to want to see what we found when we ranked the best foods across every major cruise line. That video is right here, because 1,500 meals of experience just told you exactly what to eat, And the only thing left to decide is whether you'll listen.